Be good.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Sending Ravens. I have Randall. How do you like to be known as, Randall?
Randall Kaiser works, or Lord Randall Kaiser in the common law jurisdiction, but let's just not go there too much.
Okay, right. We're going to try to keep this up on YouTube. So we're going to be careful with our words. We ordered some dumplings from these wonderful kiosks. What's it called? Let's show it.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're going to show it.
I'm trying to get my phone
I hope you got that.
a little bit down for you because you're shorter than me, so I got to get this rigged up here somehow. We'll make it work. We have to make a lot of things work down here.
Yeah, we're going to have to make it work.
This beautiful, I'll show the Chinese place too.
Yeah.
So they treat us like humans, as Janine said, but no English. So you got to kind of adapt a little bit. And that's what I'm trying to do with this darn phone. William's used to me doing this.
Quite a rig, I love it.
My guy that I do interviews with every week, he gets used to this. Okay.
That's a good rig.
We'll make it work.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, your face is just a little low. Are you able to?
I can do it. I'll sit up. I'll
Okay.
sit on a box or something. So the reason I wanted to talk to Randall today was because he calls himself the mayor-elect sovereign mayor of Calgary. And I've been watching him for a while. A lot of my audience watches Randall. And I just wanted to let you know what he's up to in Calgary here. So Randall, tell us what you've been up to.
Well, I've been in the banking world for a lot of years now. Like I traveled to China and Southeast Asia, quite a bit into the Philippines and then Jakarta, facing down the machine guns like the old West and stuff like that. And in Jakarta, traveling around with people that had weapons. But this was, the banking world at that level where they're talking about asset-backed accounts and basically the gold and silver. Thank you, my dear. Gold and silver accounts that are so abundant that it's not even funny. Everybody knows about this, right? Yeah. Or many people know about this.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
When I was there, I also was being kind of tracked by the Rothschild banking families that are functioning in the world of credit manifestation, right? Yeah. So there's two banking systems. One is the asset-backed, or was. They've been holding it off for many years. Yep. And then the other being the credit manifestation, which is just simply autographs and agreements. That's how it works. AU as in gold, AG as in silver, autograph and agreement. Wow. They play all kinds of silly games. Like, for instance, in the United States, instead of using the word bond, they use the word MTN, so medium-term notes. So it's an MT note. It's an empty note. There's nothing.
Wow. It's in plain sight.
It's all just games, Janine. And it screwed with everybody's mind so simply. And the banking officials, economists. I came into it off the farm, off the ranch. So my mind was malleable. I was able to absorb it really quickly and get to the bottom of it really quickly. Where other brokers, that function in that world, they struggle because they've been trained in some kind of economic or banking or MBA or something like that.
They've been brainwashed already through the education system. Yeah.
Exactly. Indoctrinated. So that's kind of my introduction. I was on a ranch for 30 years doing business, and then I tried to, expand our business onto a global level, and that's what took me out. But I was dealing in the natural beef realm, which the globalists didn't like, as you could imagine. So the banks just kept saying no to us, and
so they don't like people that deal in beef, natural beef.
No, I mean, follow along with the Cargill of the world or whatever, then you're going to get somewhere, in the banking system. Yeah. But you try and do it from outside, and it doesn't work. So that's how I kind of went broke, and then I decided, well, I want to know a little bit more about how why going broke happens, So I dove into the courts, dove into the banking system, and now I deal with royal families and banking families at the, I don't want to call it the highest level, but at those other levels.
Yep. Wow. And did you find corruption at those levels? Or, yeah.
Especially at the lower legal jurisdiction. I mean, there's 3 jurisdictions in my mind, being the legal looniverse jurisdiction, which we function in, or we try to function in, and I dropped into that to try and be the mayor, or to be the mayor, sorry. And then we've got the common law jurisdiction.
He is the mayor.
Thank you. Then we got the common law jurisdiction, and then we got God's law, which is the ultimate jurisdiction, where you and I function in most of the time.
You bet. You bet. So being what you're calling mayor-elect and or sovereign mayor, you've been walking around, this is what I've seen in your videos, you're walking around and you're calling people out on the agendas, the mandates. You know what I think about the mandates, right? And Randall has the same opinion about the mandates. How are you finding people you're dealing with? Generally speaking, like just the level where security guards, police officers, people you're going to bump into and you're not wearing, things over your face.
Right.
Like we're not right now, by the way.
Well, I smile and I treat them with honor and respect, because people are not the problem. It's the system. And there's very few people that are the problem, right?
Yeah.
So when I go into, police station or whatever, the odd time I put on, a pair of ladies' underwear on my face.
Yeah. I got another friend who does that.
And I have a neckerchief that once in a while, if they get mad at me for their ladies' underwear, then I'll put a neckerchief on. Yeah. Just out of respect for their fear, right? So I ask them, "Are you fearful?" I don't want to scare you.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid myself, and there's no use for this. But if you're afraid, I'll do it. So I've done it a few times. But generally speaking, they just want to be loved. We all do. We just want a big smile and a hug, and hi, Janine.
Yeah, like a human connection with somebody who treats you like a human.
Exactly.
Like it's so important. Like these people at the kiosk, they're just kind people. They even gave us chairs. And it's against the rule for sure. But you know what? Yeah, they just see that that's a ridiculous rule. Some rules are just not. They're just draconian. They don't make no sense.
That's right.
It's and just saying no to it kindly, like Randall was saying, and politely, instead of getting in arguments about it, right? And having a few ways that you can get around it, like his women's underwear or, the handkerchief thing, which is, if you think about it, it's almost absurd. It's so obviously a virtue signal, because what is that going to stop, really? They're just like a flimsy piece of cloth. I mean, none of it really makes any sense. But, we all know that. Everybody watching this video knows that doesn't make any sense. What's your end game? So we got an election coming up. Are you actually on the ballot in Calgary to be the mayor?
Yes.
Wow! I know who I'm voting for.
Yeah, we put it in at the last minute, or not. There was 4 days before the deadline. Yep. They had already done a bunch of polling prior to that. Yep. And they picked 5 candidates to go on the mainstream media. And
they do. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous how they play the games, but it's okay. And I don't put up any signs, or I haven't had the funding to do that. But I function in that God's realm. I just walk every day. I talk to people authentically on the streets, and I've met hundreds and if not thousands of people that support me. And it's all behind the scenes stuff. You're never going to see my support on mainstream media. Will it be enough? We'll see. But like I say to people, I'll be your sovereign mayor no matter what. I'm going to keep an eye on this city and any puppets that get into position. If they do, councillors, whatever, they're going to still be answering to me, because I'm not going to stop. And that's the political side of what I do. But on the banking side, you've heard of QFS or that kind of language. I deal with 2 of the D1 trustees. So there's a number of different QFS systems. And 2 of them being direct to me. I know the people personally or privately. I don't like to use the word person.
Okay, got it.
privately, and we speak. And I just encourage both of them because they're D1, which is depositor 1. There are so many accounts that can handle what we're proposing to do for the world that it doesn't matter. You know? Kim Gagon being a third, and she doesn't seem to want to play along with us, so we're just, okay, Kim, you know, you can do it your way. If you come through and you do it, great for you too, because there's so many angles. That being said, my main focus is on asset-backed accounts. So, Janine, there are these oodles of mined treasure around the world, and it's, you know, some people talk about it like the tunnels from the Vatican to different places, and that you know, Donald Trump and the White Hats have moved in there and taken that back. But that's only a little bit of it. There's all kinds of it in Southeast Asia, and China. There's a pyramid of it when Chiang Kai-shek made a run from it from China to try and get away from the communists. He thought, well, what the hell am I going to do with it when I get to Taiwan? So he just dumped it in the ocean. There's guns on the shores of each Taiwan and China protecting that. You know, nobody's going to touch that one.
So are you talking about stacks of gold now?
That is a pyramid of stuff they dumped. Like, that's how much, you know, it's just, who knows how many tons. Under the Central Bank of the Philippines, which I've been in. Okay, so Central Bank sits here, and then on the Manila Bay is the American military base, right? So, and under that military base comes the submarines, you know, and down into the tunnels or down into the basement under the Central Bank. What do you think's down there? Like Lemuria, for instance, the continent of Lemuria that sunk in that area. That was a civilization, and they mined and hoarded for years and years. So a lot of that is down there. So I think one of the biggest hoards is down there under the Philippines, but it's everywhere. Like I say, there's so much of it. If you can imagine the hundreds, thousands, and possibly millions of years, we don't know how long we've been here.
That's true.
Because history's all a lie.
History is all a lie. Well, we sure agree on a lot of things, Randall.
Thank you.
I want to ask you something. What do you think about the RV reset? Any words on that, or do you feel comfortable talking about that?
I'm not familiar with it. It's like people asking me about cryptocurrencies. Like, I encourage people, and it's good because it scared the hell out of the central bankers that cryptocurrency or this RV could happen. So it was good for that part. But I still see things like that as investment and speculation on a private level. And I function in the world of releasing enough for the comfort of all human beings and the benefit of all. You know, so that's the realm that I function in, and when I speak to bankers, they all know that. I don't have any interest in investment or speculation. Sorry, go ahead.
You want to, like, see the world change, obviously for the better. My vision is that everybody gets a piece of, somehow it's a lot easier to have abundance because I think we were born to have abundance. I don't think we're meant to be held back from abundance. We've been taught that over years of, I think, repression from the dark forces that have been enslaving us with the banking systems. One of the ways they do it. The medical system, we've realized, is actually being used as the most recent tyranny. The medical system, it's scary. I mean, everything's been, you know, coming to this point where the big change needs to come. And I don't know, how are your feelings, Randall, about, are we changing for the better? Do you think we can win this?
No doubt whatsoever. Not a doubt in my mind. And it's coming from so many things, because I allow myself to experience all of the metaphysical realms, okay? So there's people talk about Schumann resonance. There's people talk in the realms of tarot and those realities. There's people talk about Galactic Federation of Light. I just encourage all of them. It's not my thing. I'm a nature boy. But when you look at all of those, there's way more than what I just spoke of. And say every one of them is saying it's time. This is it. How can you ignore that? You know?
The Earth herself, I think, is saying time for this to flip. And it's time for humans to really experience how magical they are and remember what they're capable of to the good. Yeah, I don't think that darkness has a chance going forward. I agree.
No doubt.
Wow.
Yeah, and I mean, from my perspective, and I make announcements every once in a while, you know, this way, that we've seen transfers now into what we call paymaster accounts. So from these asset-backed accounts that have been blocked and off-ledger, both. There's some that are off-ledger because they're ancient, and some that are blocked because they're just so big. And we've seen that transfer now into paymaster accounts. So the next step is into accounts that will move that money for projects around the world. So years ago I set up a non-profit organization in the legal jurisdiction, and then in the common law what I have is a common law pure trust. Same one that the Queen has, okay? Queen of England, whatever she is. But
whatever she is.
Well, she's a banking family member. She's not true blood or pure blood.
Yeah, we figured that out. Yeah.
Totally. So that trust that she has is from a 400-year-old document that was revised by a man who taught me for 8 months the banking system. He's a trust lawyer for the families, right? Okay, wow. And that trust exists. So both those are under the name Via Abundant One's Energy Foundation, TAO. Wow. I didn't know about that when I named it. Wow. It's kind of weird. But both those are under that, and I have these accounts open in the legal jurisdiction with Bank of Montreal here in Calgary, ready for their funding to come through. And all I said to them once I gained the respect of private wealth management and capital management in Calgary, I said, all I want is for these funds to flow in and out. Don't play games about, you know, drugs or drug money or terrorism money, because we both know, and I looked her in the eye, my account manager, I said, we both know that's just CIA. So that's just good government, you know? We're not talking about that stuff. So just allow the funds to come in and go out. And she said, you just name the number. As long as it's asset backed, we're ready to go. So we're all set. It's just a matter of, you know, one transaction and then another and another. I'm involved with humanitarian projects all over the world, every one of them patiently moving forward. I don't like to use the word waiting because they know it's coming too. So. That's what I've been hearing too. Cheers. Awesome. Cheers. Thanks, Randall. Some really good earth juice here. You betcha. Given to us by those lovely folks at the little kiosk. And so I'll sign off and say goodbye to my people. And thank you so much, Randall. That was good. A good chat with Randall. And maybe we'll have him on again soon. That's wonderful. Thanks, Janine. I always let mine go with peace, harmony, love, abundance, and freedom for everyone and everything every day on mine and Janine's minds. Abundance, sovereignty, health, love, and euphoria. Make sure we have some fun today, folks. We got to have some fun. I love you, dear. Thank you. Good. Cheers. Thanks, Randall. Thank you.